In this particular tortoise trail or giant tortoise yard, we have two species of giant tortoises, the two largest species of tortoises in the world, land tortoises, the Galapagos tortoise and the Aldabra tortoise. A few ways you can tell. The head's actually much pointier on the Aldabra tortoise. If you can see where their nose is, it's very pointy. If you look at this Galapagos tortoise, the head's very round. The Galapagos tortoise here has a lot of really light colored throat patches here. And if you look at their shells here, they're actually called scutes that go around here, but there's a nuchal scute on the Aldabra that's not on the Galapagos. So if you look at these two large scutes right here, there's nothing in the middle. If you look at this Aldabra here, it actually has a middle nuchal scute right here. And that's another way you can tell the difference. Her name is Mommy, and she's a Galapagos tortoise, and she arrived here in 1932. Actually, the giant tortoises are said to live over 100 years. There are some records of some of the giant tortoises living to be 200 years or more. When you're talking about a group of animals that's very long-lived, you're talking about old records and things that, we have a lot of records on them, but we don't have their exact, some of them we don't have their exact lifespan because, quite frankly, a lot of them were come from the wild. So now that we're breeding a lot more things in captivity, namely giant tortoises, we're going to have we have birth dates, and we're going to have records, throughout their whole life, and we're really going to get a good handle on some of the exact ages of some of these guys. You're looking at the adult animals right here. I mean, the big male here, he's got to be close to 500 pounds in the middle, and then you have these females here about 250. So I would say that they all do have their own personalities, and you do get to know who they are, and they do know when it's feeding time. They do recognize the keepers that are different than just the normal public. So I think some people like to think that the reptiles and amphibians are, because they're maybe considered a primitive species or a primitive group of animals, that they're not that intelligent, but in fact that's wrong.